Hello everyone, this is Anita C. We just traveled to New York for 5 days, 4 nights, and I would like to share our travel experiences. Unlike my video in the past, in the first 15 minutes or so, I would talk about how I plan and book this affordable luxury trip in New York. Some of my audience have requested. And then I will have the timestamp of my whole itinerary on this video. So if you do not want to listen to this part and want to skip my talking part, you can jump to day 1, etc. Okay, first we picked New York as the destination. I already have this in mind about 6 months ago. We have been to New York many times, for work and such. But as a tourist, as a revisit, maybe a post-COVID revenge travel syndrome. We just want to be in a vibrant city where there are a lot of things happening. So we already have New York in our mind about 6 months ago. And then we want to go over a weekend in June because there are some special exhibitions that I wish to go and see. And they all begin in late May to about July in the summertime of New York. So we already have the fixed destination and fixed day in mind when we are planning this trip. So first of all, booking air. We can fly directly from Toronto to New York via, a lot of airlines. As a Canadian, we fly Air Canada. So if most of the Canadians are Aeroplan members, I assume, and sometimes you receive email, their email marketing. And I have received about, 2 or 3 email this year already, providing 15% flight offers between Canada and Canadian cities and also US cities. So they only allow you to book within 2 days. You have to book, but they do provide a real true 15% discount because that's a promotion code that you can put in. And the fare is basically what you find on Google Flight and things like that. So you are truly getting a 15% discount. So when I received the email around February about the 15% discount, I already put in the days and I already book it. And I compared the different airfares. It's not that even for the short haul flight for like an hour flight that we need to travel on business class. But when I compare the different fares, because we do want to check luggages and we do want to sit together, so we need seat selection. And because I'm not the high elite member at Aeroplan anymore, I have to pay extra in order to do that. So when I compare the economy class flex and business saver, it's not that much of a difference. Of course, there's $100 Canadian dollar difference, between that. But if you consider there are priority security at both airport, which Toronto Pearson Airport and LaGuardia Airport are the most, very busy airports in the world. And then there's airport lounges that you can get into. So it is only reasonable that even for the 1 hour flight, we opt for, business class, when we book the airfare. Okay, part 2, booking hotels. Sometimes, for 4 nights, I may stay at 1 hotel instead of 2, but this time we decided to stay and try and experience 2 W hotels in New York. They do have 2, one in Times Square and one in Union Square. As I say, we've been to New York many times and never before, I hate to say, but we will not select the hotel at Times Square because it seems too touristy. But now, is something different. We want to be in the crowd. We want to enjoy the street dance. We want to enjoy the midnight neon light show and to be able to walk back to the hotel after the Broadway show. So this is why I booked W Hotel Times Square for 2 nights. We booked a fantastic suite, and then I still have some Suite Night Awards to use up, so I used them up and get upgraded to a marvelous suite at W Hotel Times Square. And then, 2 nights is enough. So we moved to W Hotel Union Square, which is a more organic neighborhood that you can see, real people, a lot of green students, real New Yorkers around that area. So, but unfortunately, the hotel is under renovation. I'm talking about June 2023, the time that we are going. I did not see that being mentioned during the booking process, or even when I get a pre-arrival email, it doesn't mention that. So that's a surprise to me, but the impact is not too much, except the exterior is being affected. And then when you walk in, there's no longer a lobby. They move everything to the first floor. But then they provide free coffee and pastry in the morning on the first floor, I guess as a way of compensation. But the rooms are the same, at least the one that I stay. We booked the cool corner suite, that's the same. And I think after renovation, they may have a new look. So for the 2 hotels that we stay, we do have the room tour in between this video. So you can take a look if you're interested. Okay, now come to the part we want to book activities. So as I mentioned, since we've been to New York many times, but we still want to experience New York and have fun. So combining my husband's request, he really want to try Michelin restaurants wherever he traveled to, and he want to see new attractions. He always like modern and newer things. So that is his request. For me, as I mentioned in the beginning, I want to see special exhibition. I love to go to museums, special exhibitions. I also like outdoors. So we are going to experience Central Park e-scootering, which it was not there, years ago when we were there. You can only take a horse carriage or whatever, but now you can take an electric bike or e-scooter and go around the entire Central Park in around 2 hours. So we opt for that option. And then we also, what's new is there are a few exhibitions. As I mentioned, there is time sensitive. So day 1, when we arrived, we took a very early flight. We arrived at about 11 o'clock in the morning in New York. And everyone knows early check-in in New York is almost impossible. So we put down our luggage and then we went out to the Met, the museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Metropolitan Modern Museum. Yeah, just check. It's Metropolitan Museum of Art. And they have 2 special exhibitions. The first one is Life of Beauty from Karl Lagerfeld. And then the second one is Van Gogh, Cypresses. So both exhibitions, you need to, after entry, you need to go to the second floor, scan the QR code and line in queue. So for me, for the first day, my husband has a phone, I have a phone. We lined up in parallel. And then actually we got into Carl's exhibition first in about 45 minutes. And then right after that, we got confirmation that we can go into the Van Gogh Cypresses exhibition, which is perfect in timing. So those are 2 very special exhibitions that I've longed to see. So that's very exciting that I see on the first day. So, but one thing that I have not planned very well is for lunch. Because we're so tight in, trying to manage to go into the 2 special exhibitions, we do not book for lunch. And then after all that is around 2 p.m., we went up to the Met dining room on the 4th floor. They don't have any tables available. And then we have to wait until 3:30 or so. So, but there's a lot to see at the Met, so you will not be, feeling that you have to wait for lunch. You can still go around, but still, if we plan a little bit better, I can book the dining room, say 2 o'clock, whatever, and then after the exhibition, I can go back. It's very hard to to plan that way, because you never know when the QR code will give you a push notification that you can get in. So, oh well, okay, so I'm not blaming myself anymore. So that's it. We're going to, we went to the Met dining room. Yes, and we went to the Met for lunch and finished lunch at around 4:30, and that's the perfect time to go back to W Hotel Times Square to get our room, our suite. So I'm sorry, because of technical issue, I have to go back out and then come back in, but I will continue recording from here, sorry. After we check in, we wander around Times Square, and then that's actually the Broadway area. And that evening, I have booked for us the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child theater show in the Broadway. So everyone has gone through the 10 years, watching all the Harry Potter movies. And that is quite a nice show on the Broadway. It's a long show, it's about 3 hours. But it's very enjoyable. And in New York, everyone has to watch a Broadway show, right? So that's what we did in the evening. So after the show is about 10 o'clock, 10:30, we can just walk back to the hotel. So again, that's the nightlife around Times Square that is so amazing. People dancing on the street. You can see the neon lights and everything. So I just read that there's a lizard night show at Times Square during midnight. So that's why I'm excited and want to wait and videotape the lizard show, the neon light show. But my husband was laughing because I'm the only one who's interested in the neon light show at Times Square. Everyone's enjoying themselves, having a drink, playing or dancing, in the square and things like that. But that is so cool because it's midnight. And where else can you see people dancing during midnight? So that was pretty cool. We have a late supper around Times Square, after the show and before the midnight neon light show. So that's what we did. So, and that's the reason why we stay at Times Square for 2 nights. That's everything coordinated together. So that's day 1. So for day 2, we decided to revisit the Central Park, but we want to do it differently. So we picked e-scootering, so like a kid. We have done Central Park before, but Central Park is so big that either you have to take a bike, or you have to take an e-scooter, or you have to take a pedicab or horse carriage to go through a certain part of Central Park. So for us, we just want to try the e-scootering, which is so much fun. We, can go to the fountain, can go to the reservoir, we can go through the entire park in 2 hours. So we really visit everyone, everywhere, and have fun in different part of the Central Park. So that's our morning on day 2. And then I have booked another special exhibition in the evening, the Immersive Space exhibition in New York. It's supposed to finish on June 4th. So I really have to book it for the day on my second day, but now it has been extended to July. But anyway, I've been to a lot of immersive art exhibition before, but this one is a little bit different. This one is partnered with NASA. So it's kind of like the feeling that they show you if you're in space. How you look back to Earth and things like that. It's quite a cool exhibition. So if you like space, if you like NASA, that will be a very good exhibition. And again, because it's time limited, I haven't tried this before. The immersive space exhibition is something that I'm interested to see. So that's where we go. And then where the exhibition venue is very close to the Brookyln Bridge. So after the exhibition, we walk over the Brookyln Bridge, which is quite a great experience. And we take a lot of pictures on the bridge, and it's not hard to do. It's less than an hour, 45 minutes, even with photo tickets and things like that. A lot of people walking over the Brookyln Bridge. And then that evening, I have booked the Michelin 1-star The River Cafe. This is my husband's favorite request, having the gastronomical experience at Michelin star restaurant. So I booked the 1-star The River Cafe because it's right at the end of the Brookyln Bridge on the Brookyln side. the River Cafe is actually sitting on the water, at the end, at the tail of the Brookyln Bridge on the Brookyln side. So there we go. The River Cafe is I would say not casual. It's more formal. You require a jacket, and tie is welcome, and you have to dress up in a way. So it is quite formal, but on the other hand, it is quite lively. As I can say, the food is good, the service is good, it's very lively, and it's a great place. It's Michelin 1-star. So if you are interested in the River Cafe, you can see it in the later part of my video. So that concludes our day 2, and then day 3 we have to move to W Hotel Union Square, and there is something around Union Square that we would like to explore, and that's why we picked the 2 different areas as well. So day 3 we went to the Strand Bookstore. The Strand Bookstore is one of the oldest bookstore with 18 miles of book, as mentioned on the website, and with a lot of very unique collection of books and very expensive books. It is really like a bookstore museum, so to speak. So we went to the Strand Bookstore, and then after that, we have to go to museum. We went to MoMA, Museum of Modern Art. So we spent quite good time at MoMA, and they have a special exhibition on the TV games from long time ago. Anyway, that's fun. It's not the artwork. The artwork, definitely you go to the 5th floor to see Monet, to see actually the Starry Night that I want to mention has moved to the Met because of the Van Gogh exhibition, but there's a lot of famous painters, artists exhibition on the 5th floor. So we spent very good time at MoMA, and then we went to New York Stock Exchange to take a look, and the charging booth to take a photo. So, and then went back to the hotel area, and then there's a nice restaurant close to the hotel called the Oceans. They have great seafood platter. So that's where we went. So that concludes our day 3. On day 4, we definitely have to do some shopping on the 5th Avenue. So some shopping in the daytime, and then I booked Summit 1, which is one of the newest attraction that probably you see on the internet, where people take tons of photos with all the mirrors and glasses with the New York views and sunset and things like that. Actually, you have to pay $10 more if you want to book the sunset time slot, and I did, but unfortunately that day the sky is a little bit murky because of Canadian wildfire, I'm sorry to say. But anyway, we do have a good time and do take some photos and video as well, and that's pretty cool. So after watching the sunset at Summit 1 and other highlight for my husband, I have finally booked him the 3-star Michelin star restaurant, top 50 restaurants in the world in New York, the Bernardin. Okay, it's very hard to book. I even set the alarm to book it when availability is being released. I can only get the 9:30 time slot on this day, but definitely I'm glad to take it, and we have a most enjoyable time. So you can also see our dining experience later in the video. So that is our day 4. So day 5 is our last day in New York. So we do sailing. As people who know me, I love sailing, but this time I'm not going sailing on my own. I go with Brookyln Sail, that they have a small yacht ship, and allow 4 to 6 passengers with the Captain Ian at Brookyln Sail. Is amazing, it's wonderful. And then there's a small boat going around, past the Brookyln Bridge, and then going to see the Statue of Liberty up close and personal. People can not see the view in the big ship, a boat, or when they're down there. So that's an amazing experience. And after that, we went to see the 9/11 Memorial. We pay respect there before we go back to Toronto. We have been to the museum before, so we're not going to see the museum again. And then we are worried about the New York traffic, so we left pretty early for a night flight and went to the airport to enjoy the airport lounge and such, and returned back to Toronto in the evening. So that's how I plan and book my itinerary, and hope that helps and give you some useful information. So here you go, enjoy my travel experiences. Hello everyone, I'm now at New York Times Square in 4011. So just check in. I booked a fantastic suite and they upgrade me to a marvelous suite, so which is awesome. So on the left hand side there's a powder room when you walk in, and then on the right hand side there is a closet. It's a really compact closet, but they do have bathrobes, but they have no slippers. And then they have iron board, as well as safe deposit box. But you can see the size is quite compact. And this is the only closet for suite. Okay, so the marvelous suite got a very nice and big living room area. So you can see it's very spacious in the living room area. So now it's about 5:30 in the afternoon, so it's still bright out there. And then you can see we're on the 40th floor, so got some nice view. I love New York, some skyscraper view. The one interesting observation is they do not have any pot light. So we'll see how it looks in the evening, if it's too dark or not. Anyway, so they got the big TV here. And then some magazines, they now have magazines back. The ice bucket and the water. And even for suite, there is no welcome amenities. Basically, that's it. Unlike, maybe hotels in Asia. Anyway, so this is the W minibar. And you can see it's a little pricey, but if you do not want to walk out, you can definitely have a nightcap here. And then they also have a mini fridge with a key lock. And now I'm going to the bedroom. Okay, so this is the bedroom area. So I would say quite decent size as well, about the same size as the living room. Ensuite with the rain shower. Bathrooms. And this is the amenities. Just with the normal hair dryer. Again, there's no pot light, so it's only 2 lights here, so it may be a little bit dark in the evening, but we'll see. Okay, so another TV here. This is a smaller one, and then the reclining chair to relax and enjoying the view of New York Times Square, New York Manhattan downtown. And basically that's it. So I'm walking back out from this door, and back to where I am is the work desk in the living room that I have shown you earlier. So this is the final view of our marvelous suite at W Hotel New York Times Square. It's Saturday, so we're walking out from the hotel, and there is a weekend market on the 7th Street, so we're walking over to Central Park.
so high.
Hello everyone! Last time we walked the San Francisco Golden Bridge and now we're in New York and we're walking over the Brooklyn Bridge. Okay, we passed the first gate and we are walking towards the second gate.
Squash, tarragon bread, soup sauce.
Yes, please.
Char-grilled lemon and strip steak, of course, for white rice, prime beef, short rib, and marrow to your left. This is a smoked shallot and tarragon béarnaise. I'm just going to pour a little bit on the side for you. Thank you. Bon appetit.
Thank you.
In that chocolate bridge, with passion fruit ice cream and banana foam, and some extra sweets. Enjoy.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So after W Hotel Times Square, we moved to W Hotel Union Square for 2 nights because we want to feel the different vibes in different area. So we got the cool corner suite 705. I want to request for a higher floor, but the hotel is under renovation and they don't have anything higher available tonight. So we'll just take this room. So welcome to our cool corner suite. So as you can see, we're at 705, one of the largest room here. And when I walk in, on the left hand side, they already have a closet area. And then they have the mini bar, fully stocked mini bar. Of course, you have to pay for it, but at least it's fully stocked. And then a mini fridge with some drinks that you can get in the evening if you want to. And then the work desk area. And then they have the mixer and the mixing glass. So very W. You know, the TV is a bit smaller. And then this is the living room. So you can see there are some design elements, you know, like the mirror with the frames, you know, the lead chair, I call it, you know, a designer chair. And then matching up the designer chair of the design is the sofa and the area. So I just want to show you very quickly the full size of the living room plus the work desk area. So here it is. Okay, so walking in, there is another closet with the bathroom, and then on this side is the safe deposit box with the extra pillow on top. And then on the right hand side, actually it's a very spacious bathroom. So they do have the bathtub and then the shower, and then this is the room. So for the amenities, and then facing the green market, which they are going to open tomorrow morning. So pretty spacious bathroom. And then coming in, this is the corner bedroom. Actually, again, with the nice mirror with the frame, and then the designer lamp on the two sides. The television is a bit smaller, but it's okay. And then the chair, and then you can put another piece of luggage here. So this is the size of the bedroom. Okay, so actually I like this suite better, but my husband liked the Times Square muffler suite better. He thinks it's more modern, but I think this one is more designish and more classy. So we have different tastes, but at the end of the day, we are staying in 2 different areas that we go to different places and enjoy ourselves in New York. So this is our short room description, room tour of W Hotel in Union Square. So I'm going to share more information about New York later. See you. So that is the W Hotel. We walk out and we are now walking down to the Strand bookstore. So now we are lining up to get into Summit 1. Oh, sorry.
Would you like to taste the wine?
Sure. Thank you. Just try it. Thank you. hamachi, salmon, and mushroom soup. That's the amusement.
The tasting menu. This is the Japanese clam taragai. There is a saffron gelée, borage leaves with baby basil, couple of like sort of toast in the chef's menu to add a little texture on the top. I'm gonna do a little touch of extra virgin olive oil.
Thank you.
Royal such a caviar and a diced Maine diver sea scallop, finished off with sauce on a mussel stock buttered chocolate along with lemon. Strokes a heart of palm, finished off with a verjus. Verjus is unripened, unfermented green grape juice combined together with a champagne vinaigrette and egg yolk, which gives that foamy consistency.
Sounds great.
Scottish langoustine on a Madeira-infused aged buffalo vinaigrette. Shake truffle on top, petit tomate salad. Finished off with a black truffle foam.
Lovely.
Pan roasted fluke. Your fingerling potato baked twice. Sauté leeks with sea urchin on top. The sea urchin bouillabaisse sauce to finish.
Thank you. Oh, great. Thank
Okay,
you.
so this one has no meat at all.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you.
Do we have it?
A pistachio shell surrounds a Grand Marnier bavarois with praline underneath, gold and silver leaf on top. To the left side, a blonde caramelized trill. To the right side, pistachio.
So this is the Bernardin Bridge. Okay, although it's still a little bit further away, but we can see it. And we'll be approaching it very soon.
Okay. We're sailing on the yacht, and you can see that's the statue of Liberty over there. Hello. You enjoying the sail?
Yes.
Okay, so we are getting very close now. Oh, it's very nice. Okay, so you can see the details for as much as you want. This is the Statue of Liberty in New York. The air quality in New York today is not very good. So even the sun is coming up and there's blue sky, you know, it's kind of like polluted. So
Okay, we are now at the 9/11 Memorial. And that is the new World Trade Center. So now we are at the second memorial pool. So it's on the other side. And before the 9/11 terrorist attack, World Trade Center is supposed to be Twin Tower. And now they rebuilt it as one. But the architect has put in the thoughtfulness of putting in the memorial pool so the reflection allows people to remember the Twin Towers incident. So, you know, it's very nice that way. So this is the second memorial pool. Okay, we're going down to the Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge. So it is on level 3. So mac and cheese. Chicken noodle soup, vegetable soup. Some cocktail mixer. Some wine. So that concludes our New York 5-day, 4-night trip. What do you think? Do you like it? Actually, we enjoyed it very much. And if you have watched this clip, that means you have gone through our entire itinerary, our entire travel experience to the end. Thank you so much. So please comment, like, and share. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. We are traveling around the world, and to give you a sneak peek, we will be going to Niagara Falls again next week to celebrate my dad's birthday. And then we are going in July to Europe, our grand anniversary trip. We'll be stopping over in London and Paris first, and then our main highlight is to go around all the famous vineyards, and they are Michelin 3-star restaurants in France, different regions. and we are going to stay there. So we are going to stay at the Vineyard accommodation, their nice luxury hotel, a couple of rooms, and then have experience of the Michelin 3-star restaurants in France. So we really look forward to it. So before that, back to the New York trip, I just want to add on the last bit on the transportation. So for the transportation, when we arrived at LaGuardia Airport, after you pick up the luggage, then you can use your app, Uber or Lyft, to call for taxi, to call for your car to bring you from the airport to the hotel. Like Toronto Pearson Airport, they have a designated area for app using cars parking. So it's about 4 minutes walk from baggage claim area, Terminal B, as we're taking Air Canada. So I'm not sure about other terminal, but Terminal B for Air Canada, and then 4 minutes from the baggage claim area to go out to the designated parking for the app-based parking. So actually, there are cars waiting there. We got the parking number right away. So the driver give you, we park at G2. So we just go out to find G2 and then got on the car. So it was a smooth drive and everything was good. And one tip, I am not sure whether it's me or the timing or anything, and I do not get paid, so I'm not biased between Uber or Lyft. But I just find Lyft is a little bit cheaper than Uber. For our New York experience, we have a bad experience with Uber. When we went to the River Cafe, which is on the Brookyln side, and then want to go back to W Hotel Times Square, we have called Uber, and the car pick up and say that it's nearby, 4 minutes, and then we accept. After we accept, it keeps on adding the minute to 12 minutes, 16 minutes. And then he messaged me and say he needs 25 minutes. So I cancel it. And unfortunately, Uber wants to charge me, but then I dispute, they pay me back. But anyway, long story short is we end up taking a yellow cab from the River Cafe back to the hotel because we tried twice with Uber. And the same happened. The car appears to be closed, and then when they pick up the order, they suddenly add 10 minutes on, and you never know when or will they arrive. So I guess that's kind of a challenge to commute between Brooklyn and Manhattan, especially during kind of the rush hour, and especially into the Times Square area. As I mentioned, Times Square area, the most convenient way is to take subway, because it's quite hard to get yellow cab even because they are so crowded. A lot of people, not a lot of yellow cab wants to get in there, and when get in there, people grab it quickly and just get out. And a lot will look at your order, where you go. Sometimes they would just deny the order and say we're not going, even when requested with the hotel. So that's a little tricky to stay at W Hotel Times Square to get Uber, Lyft, or yellow cab. But subway is super convenient. And if you ask me, whether you're scared or not, we travel a lot. We get prepared, so we actually buy the Metro card, so we do not have to, dash out cash, coins every time during the trip. So it's $2.75 for a single trip. If you get a Metro card, you pay $1, for the deposit, and then $11 for 4 trips. Of course, you can do $22 for 8 trips, whatever, but you can top up after $11. So normally what we do is, we know where we're going, so we look up already on the destination, how many stops, what trains I should get on, and things like that, and then use the Metro card, just tap and go in, and then, when you stay alert, it's not actually that scary. Hate to say, our Toronto subway station is the same. So nothing to worry about if you get prepared. Don't look like too much of a tourist. It looks like you know what you're doing. You are safe. On and off, we have been taking subways all along from Times Square station, from Union Square station, taking U train, R train, number 4, 5, 6 a lot. we're safe and we're happy. So, you know, just the last tip to provide to you. So thank you again for watching. We'll see you again for my video at Niagara Falls and also in Europe. Bye now.